Hey everybody, quick message. It is, I think I'm gonna go outside and show you guys something. So I live in Los Angeles, Ugh. And we are experiencing pretty much a potentially huge rainstorm. So I'll show you guys. This is fog, and it's hey Labrita, you see that? The lights are flickering. There's 4 lanterns and 3 or 4. Anyways, so my point is, Mother Nature is not doing this weather. There's no possibility. There's just no way that we were just in a drought. What? Half a year ago? We were in global warming status. There's this climate change where we're getting hotter, and then all of a sudden everything shifted where it's just like I watched the narrative and I'm like, people keep agreeing with everything else that we light workers need to detach ourselves from. I'm learning that we are in the matrix, but we are of the same carbon print as the matrix, if that makes any sense. We don't influence or instigate this matrix to do anything. This matrix doesn't respond to us. This matrix, basically, we're here, but nothing pays attention to us. If we are doing something of the norm, let's say at a bar, teaching yoga, we become relevant to the matrix because that is the frequency of this matrix. But when it comes to all the gifts that we have, the intuition, the telepathic, the psychic, the Holy Spirit, discernment, things like that, that's on a meta psychic level, this matrix doesn't respond to that. I'm learning that everyone's responding and putting out all this energy and effort towards different stories and situations that don't exist. And a lot of us are getting involved with trying to mediate and build a bridge and calm everyone down, but we're burning our energy towards nothing. So we're only here literally to experience what it's like being here, but nothing sees us for what we are. A great example is my landlord, who, I don't know what he thinks about me when I'm not home. I don't know what he says to my other neighbors about me, but I know when I come home, I'm uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. I feel like there's too many people watching and listening. And it's like, I don't want to be paranoid, but it's like, it's hard to just relax, kick your heels up, and eat a bowl of spaghetti when you feel like someone's intentionally like trying to create ways to drive you out of your own sanctuary. And because there's this curiosity of who I am, and knowing that I'm not created by the matrix. You know, you are not created by the matrix because you guys have this video in front of you. You are at the level, you're at the highest vibration if you're getting this message. I've learned that some people I used to subscribe to all the time don't come up in my feed anymore. They are in an old timeline, and they are in the matrix. They are continuing to feed the people in the box. And I'm not gonna cater to this low frequency shelter anymore. Like, I kind of just said to myself, I've done what I can. When I didn't realize that I was not made in this matrix. A lot of these people are. A lot of these people serve the matrix. A lot of people's bloodline is the matrix. But for people like me and you, you're not. So we need to start being more abundant and start being in our own lane and to start paying attention to other stuff. Like, I have a good friend. She had a ayahuasca experience, and she came back a whole different person, and everyone called her crazy. People said, oh, she needs therapy, blah, blah, and blah. My battery's gonna die, stupid phone. But long story short, let me put this on power save. Alright. But what I saw in her was she speaks the truth. She has a divine spirit within her, like inside of her heart. I don't see the flesh side of her left when she did the ayahuasca. And all that was left is her now, which is she's just a transparent, ethereal person who, I don't know, I just think it's beautiful. I'm rambling. But I wanted to share a little insight with you guys about the helicopters and the all that stuff in the Matrix, because I think I was feeding it too much attention, but since now I attached myself to the timeline, now I'm part of it. So yeah, there was a bit of sky activity and whatnot in Los Angeles. All of it is true. And I put an article in my description box below that kind of validates something is going on, because there were 3 soldiers. I don't know why they say elite. Elite means secret, doesn't it? There were 3 soldiers involved in an accident, a parachute accident, because at night they were blinded. They couldn't really see. They didn't have the good quality vision at night as they do in the daytime. But in the daytime, everybody could see and record, and so who knows what's going on, but I think I do know what's going on. So the description has an article that says these 3 guys were in an accident during a night operation. They didn't say why they're doing it, but I kind of do, because it all caters to what I said. If 5G is going to be booted up, you have to take down 4G. 4G is what everyone is on now. Our phones, Wi-Fi, everything is running on 4G. Our power grid is 4G. Back in Y2K, when we thought the power was going to shut down, it's sort of like that timeline is catching up to us now. Like that timeline is now. And this was before I met my best friend who passed away 2 years ago. This is why I know I'm being brought to a timeline where I didn't meet him yet. And that timeline is catching up and merging with this one. So is a Y2K event going to happen where everything goes bzz because of time? I don't know, but maybe if it does shut down, these operations, it's not like people always paint this picture of FEMA being like, all these FEMA camps and you're all going to be targeted and killed off. That's a whole stupid thing. You guys shouldn't think that way. You have to think in your observation of reality that to protect yourself and to save more people, there has to be what do you call them? Oh, the people who come in to help protect the country. I forget the name right now. I'm sorry. Like if there's a big danger, they come in right away and they protect everybody. But that's just what's going to happen. If you had a border wall that hasn't been built yet and the power grid goes down, guess what? People are coming into our country and they're going to do what they want, because there's no electricity, no energy, so therefore there are no rules. There's a purge that will happen. So in order to control the purge, it's gonna be freaking insane. And I just hope that if it does happen, that I am home when it does. And if it does happen when I'm not home, holy moly macaroni. It's really about trying to stay as safe as possible and all that jazz. Anyway, I'm gonna head home. I just want to share out with you guys. The article validates that there is something going on. The weather in Los Angeles is crazy. So I presume that the cold weather all over the place is really trying to keep us indoors so they can finish this operation, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The less people outside, the better they can do what they need to do. It's just crazy because it's icy cold. My hands feel like they're gonna hurt if I bend, but it's still like 54 degrees outside, which doesn't make any sense. So what the dry ice fog is going on where we feel such cold, low temperatures, and the media and the news is saying low 30s and this and that, but your car shows like 50, 60 degrees. You guys got to pay attention to that stuff, because they're telling you, and then your mind psychologically, you're painting a picture that, you know, oh, the earth is tilting, we're going to flip. This is what I thought in the beginning too. But because I've been watching the sun and it's been going across the same axes every day, we're not tilting at all. I think maybe we're waddling, and to balance the waddling, you gotta run some kind of show to keep everyone distracted with weather so that we don't pay attention to the wobble. And also the timeline of that waddle happening during this, that I think they said that there's a board meeting and it said, we got to figure out when to boot up this 5G. Well, how about we do it during the earth wobbling? Because they'll just be indoors. It'll be cold. And so that's what I'm just trying to say. I'm trying to connect the dots. I don't think anyone's after us. I don't think it's intentional to harm us who are here native in this country. They need us to work. They need us to channel messages. They need us to feed the lower frequencies. Like, they don't want to kill us off. So we got to eliminate all that parasitical thought and start having more common sense as to why they still need us here, and why are they still trying to show some type of security over us. And if you are sorry, my lips never got chapped before for years. But anyway, we are not of this matrix, so there's no way that there's potential harm unless we apply ourselves and attach ourselves to matrix-like situations. Like if there's a protest and you go and protest, then you as a high vibrational being just lowered yourself and applied yourself to something of a low frequency. If you get hurt or harmed, that's because you got created into that situation because you stepped into it. It's making a lot more sense to me, like how to disposition myself from the false and the unreal, and to try to find the authentic in every day. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. I will talk to you later. I'm cold. I gotta turn on my car and turn on the heater. All right, take care. Bye.